Howdy doodly, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Heck yeah, we got a game and a half tonight. We got Secret Tech versus Ashen Ones. So that's going to be hella fun. Super excited. We recently saw some action in the chat there. Yes, JK, we are finally live. Listen, we got to wait on teams, all right? So that is something that we need to do. All right. So we're doing the best we can, but there's only so much we can do. But Glaceon is best Pokemon. Thank you for the follow. Super appreciate that. I got a whole degree in Yapology. Yeah, I know. Oh, trust me, I know. Well, I always get chewed out for my Yapology, so I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, but we're just waiting on Secret Tech to hop in the lobby there. All right, but we are just waiting now. Already the Zygarde League chat on the Discord is popping off. But, guys, tonight is going to be fire. This is the final set for these teams for the Zygarde League until, until, uh, the playoffs, which is looking to be taking place sometime next weekend. Date and time TBD. But if you want to stay up to date, let us drop you that Discord link in the chat here. Because this link here is how you're going to be able to stay up to date with everything related to the Zygarde League. If I'm Mr. Hyde, then where is Dr. Jekyll? I ate him and turned him into pudding. Just saying. So, he was delicious pudding, by mind you. It was a unique flavor. Very unique flavor packet. All right. Again, we are just waiting for any sort of confirmation. At this point, we have 3 minutes until. Well, you say that, Fairy, but I have not heard hide or tail from Secret Tech. Which means if they don't respond in 3 minutes, or yeah, in 3 minutes there, it is game one's going to automatically go to Ashen Ones. And then if they don't respond within 10 minutes after that, the whole set goes to Ashen Ones. So that's going to be hopefully not the case. Because we like to see some games. And if there is going to be a first game taken off of Secret Tech, we would prefer it be done through that. But if they don't show up, then Fairy, you might be obligated to hop on and start that Machamp stream tonight. Oh. For those of you who don't know, Fleshy or Lumina Fairy. Oh no, she changed it back. Fleshy Fairy TTV here in the chat. She is a co-conspirator, cohort, partner in crime for a lot of the shenanigans we get up to on stream. So oftentimes what we do with that is oftentimes what we do with her is we join her for streams using the handy dandy Twitch feature. And one of the things that she's had on her channel is Machamp uh, is a community goal where we get 100,000 channel points on her channel there. We redeem it specifically for Machamp, and she spends an entire stream, like a 3 hour or more stream, playing only Machamp. And I was supposed to support her today because but she deferred it today because we have the Secret Tech versus Ashen ones game. But if you guys want to check that out, go give her a shout out there, because we are going to be planning that this weekend. We have possibly Sunday as a day. It's Thanksgiving Day, so but yeah, we are still waiting. All right. Sorry, I am just dealing with some admin stuff. I know it's super quiet and silent, so I apologize. We do have Secret Tech in the lobby there, so we're just sorting that out. All right, so we do have everybody set up, which is great. Now we are looking for getting this in. We do have AJ with us today as well. They'll be in the admin slot with us, so that's awesome. But unfortunately, because Secret Tech was late, we will be all right. We're just getting a primary contact, so because we have communication breakdown. So we're getting primary contact to make sure we know who it is from Secret Tech. We're going to add into the thread here. And then we're going to get all right. All right, so we are going to be giving Ashen Ones a 1-0 for how long it took to get Secret Tech into the lobby there. Unfortunate, but it is what we are going to do. And we have Secret Tech in the lobby, and they will be first pick. So we are going to make sure that we are updated for that. So let us update everything here. All right, so we're just now waiting for ready checks. So we have ready check coming in from the side of Secret Tech. Now we got to get ready check for the side of Ashen Ones, and we'll be good to go to get this set started. All right, again, we're just waiting for Ashen Ones to be ready. All right, and here we go, getting off to game number 2. Going in here, so let's get into the draft. So here we go. The draft is underway. We are going to have Secret Tech, which is going to be your purple team, and in the first pick position, we're gonna have Ashen Ones, gonna be your orange team, and then your second pick position here. Already we're off to a Blissey ban. We do not like Blissey, so let's get Blissey the heck out of here. Blissey is a very powerful Pokemon, especially with that Bliss assist. And Raichu is going to come out for the side of Ashen Ones. Raichu also very powerful Pokemon. Got nice mobility, nice kite, nice range on it. It's a nice, decent mid laner. But we have Urshifu as well banned out for the side of Secret Tech. Urshifu is a very powerful Pokemon. The Surging Strikes is something that is also something you got to be very wary of. But we have Empoleon locked in. How that made it through, I don't know. But Empoleon is so powerful right now, especially with that new item, the Big Root. The healing off of Whirlpool is so strong. But whether you want to go for the additional healing off of Big Root or you want to do additional damage with it, that's something you got to weigh in, and it looks like we are going to go full damage on those items there. But we got Pawmot Snorlax going to be locked in for Ashen Ones. So that is a fantastic pick right there for our team. Because I love Pawmot. Pawmot not only has cute animations, but it has a very strong brawling game. It recently got buffed, what is it, last patch? And then the most recent patch, well, it didn't really, well, was it the most recent patch it got buffed? I think it was. Yeah, it got buffed again, especially on that Supercell Slam. Trevenant Venusaur, already, look at these powerful picks for the side of Secret Tech. Venusaur's got the Big Root on, so that is going to be a Giga Drain Pedal Dance. That's going to be up in your face, causing a lot of mayhem. And that Big Root does affect that Potion. Potion's going to be healing a lot on that Venusaur. Clefable and Lapras coming in for the side of Ashen Ones. We have great engage on Snorlax there, going in with Heavy Slam and block, or being able to pivot into Heavy Slam and go block. And we got Big Root and Drain Crown with Potion on that Snorlax. That could be a nasty combo off of those basic attacks boosts from the Drain Crown. But we are lacking in a little bit of range damage, and already we see that. So Navashi's coming in, locking in that Delphox. Greedent and Alcremie is going to be coming in for the side of Secret Tech to round out the final picks. Alcremie rocking the XP share with stacking specs and hood. That's going to be a lot of heals going to be provided from that, because this is most likely recover. Going to be paired up with the Venusaur and with the Trevenant. Greedent will also be coming in. No XP share, going to be carry Greedent. We're going to see this Greedent off lane a whole lot. So that's going to be interesting to see with the Delphox on Navashi. This is going to be an interesting set, to say the least. I do favor Secret Tech's draft here, but I'm not against what Ashen Ones is trying to do. It's definitely something we've seen before with a certain other team, and I'm here for it. Double tank plus supporter. We have a nice ranged mage, and we got the brawler up front to try to do it. It does limit our damage a little bit, but you can't underestimate those flail hits on the Snorlax. So we'll see just how effective we are at getting into close range here. But here we go. Game number 1 between Secret Tech, your purple team, and Ashen Ones, your orange team. And of course, like the great streamer I am and all that time we had, oh my gosh, you'd think I'd be all over this, but I forgot to grab this. But all right, here we go. We have Snorlax and Clefable going into the top lane here. Pawmot going into the bottom lane by itself, with Lapras doing an invade check against a Trevenant. That is something you want to do, and a Greedent more specifically. But we only have one person doing the invade check. That is going to make it rough. Already, Greedent is being harassed. 2 stacks in for Greedent already, so that is massive cookie and weight stacks coming in. But Snorlax isn't slacking either. We've already got the stacks going in for them. Lots of farm contesting, lots of pressure being exerted from both teams to try to get what they want. We already have any sus in the top lane as Prinplup. Nice early gank coming in here, but we do have the breaks and finally showing up. This could be a nice way to turn the tides of battle as Greedent takes the KO on the Clefable. Snorlax does not have Flail yet, so all of this damage is going to be very low for it. Tackle is still very strong, but we're 2 seconds away from the birds. Greedent is still in a little squub. It's not online yet, but it is going to be eating those nice little dollops. They're going straight for the farm here. Greedent is now a character. Not fully online, but right in the middle of it. Does not care, does not matter. It comes in, eats a citrus, and buggers off into the jungle here, right into this central path here, looking for as much farm as already here, but now it's on its own terms. Braixen is in trouble in a 1v1 against the Greedent. This Braixen stands no chance, especially with the Lapras coming in to help. Oh my gosh, that does even the odds a little bit. You got a tank in the front line there. Clefable's now coming in. It's 3v1 on Greedent. Are we going to be able to take the Greedent down, or are we going to lose the Delphox? Braixen's being kept alive up by this Clefable here, but Greedent is slowly getting away. We're deep in the flux zone. We're diving over walls. We are getting the heck out of dodge, and only the Clefable is on it, which Greedent does not mind. Now we do have Regidrago up, and already Nenephi lives, and Anysands is already on it. Empoleon, already character. Now going to be level 7. Going to be 8 after this score here. Poor little Palmo is still only level 6, not a true character yet. As we have points reigning in, Secret Tech is now taking this 109 to 56. As we now come in here, but this Venusaur is already on pad, fighting them with no fear. When you have a defender like Onion there on that Trevenant, you have no fear on that as all. You have a nice tank in the front lines. You got nice pedal dance there. Nice coming in onto that Delphox there. Delphox going to be coming through, trying to secure anything. We're 5 seconds away from our first objectives. Pawmot finally online. Both moves, but no Unite move yet. Registeel going to be making an appearance in the bottom lane. That means Regirock is in the top. We have Empoleon with the Unite move at level 9. We have Venusaur looking to grab it. Venusaur taking in at level 9. We're going straight forward. Empoleon locks down the Registeel as we take down the Pawmot and the And the Lapras, Delphox on the run with Flame Charge, trying to do whatever it can to stop these scores going in. It's not going to do anything, though, as it has to back off. The pressure of Venusaur Trevenant is very, very strong. Grass Pokemon are making a comeback with the new Big Root. Meanwhile, up in the top lane here, we do have this Greedent doing absolutely nasty things. 10 points coming in here. We are just harassing and scoring. 213 for the side of Secret Tech, but we're trying to get onto this Greedent. We can't stop it. It fully heals up the power of Big Root indeed. But Ashen once it's collapsing on the Regieleki. They're going for it. But Secret Tech is trying to dive in. They're right in the middle of it. And we go for the secure, and it's Secret Tech that's going to get it. Trevenant with the Phantom Forest secure. Ashen once has fallen 1 and 2. Now we move in to take down the third one here as Regieleki crashes for a 19 over dunk, but the pressure's not done yet. Ashen once thinks, hey, you know what? We have all of this farm that comes up, all these wild Pokemon to get all this experience for us. But Trevenant and Greedent are saying absolutely not. We are going in and we are going to keep the harassing on, and Nenophy Lives is already here as well. That Venusaur is doing absolute nasty things. Huge engage coming in here. Nice Whirlpool's out from the Empoleon here. That's going to be nice. But there it is. Boom, boom, boom. As we come down as 1 and 2 fall. The tanks fall for both teams there, but Venusaur is not letting up. We're going straight onto this. This has been a brawl game, a full pressure game from the get-go. Nice Sweet Kiss from the Comfey, or Sweet Scent from the Comfey there, being able to zone for the Venusaur to back out, wait for those cooldowns. Even 1 second can help, but the Venusaur goes down. The Pawmot takes it down. That is going to be huge, huge experience swing back to the side of Ashen ones, but the Delphox follows suit, but the Pawmot picks up the Greedent. Now we're fighting to go for the Alcremie Youngling there, but Any Sands is already in trouble. Level 12 deep in the pit. Nice Supercell Slam. I'm an electric type. I'm super effective against Empoleon. You might be a steel type, but I'm also fighting type. But Empoleon proves the sustain was too strong. Pulls back out. Regidrago back on the field. Reggie Steel ready to give the blessing to the team that finally takes it once again, which is going to be Secret Tech. We have not let up on the pressure. Ashen Ones needs to find a way to collapse into this. Sometimes you have to say, hey, you know what? We got to let things go. But they're getting KOs. They're getting things back. But look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Completely wiped. But we're trying to stop this from going in. We go with fanciful fireworks coming through. We dodge the Trevenant, which is absolutely awesome. And we're going straight for it, but Secret Tech is not letting up. Look at this, they're already collapsing on Drago. Venusaur takes it as they're about to take blood down. That Snorlax comes in with the block, trying to stay alive as much as possible. But Venusaur Greedent have other plans as that HP bar gets lower and lower. The burst damage becomes too much. And meanwhile, the entirety of Ashen Ones is below on that bottom pad. We're going to get 49 points into the top here. 340 to 112. We absolutely allowed that to go through. Venusaur almost level 14. If we can pick up the KO here, this would be huge. The Pedal Dance comes through. The Giga Drain is going to keep them alive. They're coming through. They can't go down. 5 members of Ashen Ones is what it takes to finally take them down. As Greedent goes for the cheeky 50 to break the pad. That would have been huge for Secret Tech since we do have that Regieleki still up on the field. But Regieleki's now coming through here. We do have a nice Mystic Fire hitting on that Regieleki. We're going to just try to grab as much of this as we can. Wipe it off the board. Pull out the Alcremie that now goes to Ashen Ones. 5 seconds till Groudon. Greedent scoring 50 in the bottom here. 406 to 112 as we try to take this fight for Ashen Ones. It is 4v5. Trevenant goes down. This is huge. This is exactly what they need. They're trying to take down the Empoleon. The Empoleon's too strong. Trying to stay alive. It's taken down. 1, 2, 3 for Secret Tech. It's gone. It's just the Venusaur in a dream. As the Delphox is on the run. 1 Giga Drain ends it. All 4 of them and taken down. Now can they go for this? They took down 3 members. Still 3 down for it. The Greedent is laying down the pressure. 242 to 456. Secret Tech is respawning. But Empoleon and Venusaur are down. Almost the entirety of Ashen Ones is up. It's going to be on to these tanks and support to keep the pressure on. The Groudon hasn't even been started. Empoleon is back. Venusaur is back. Any sort of advantage the Ashen Ones had coming into this is gone, but they take down the Trevenant. They almost took down the Greedent. They're just so caught up in the fighting. The Fable is low, but Lapras is on the brink now, trying to get this up. Snorlax coming in, the fanciful fireworks. The Empoleon does dash out. Nice Metal Claw to escape. Then if he comes in there, but we have security coming in now as well on that Greedent there. We do have the takedown. 1, 2 for the side of Secret Tech taking down Ashen Ones. Now we're collapsing on Groudon. We're going for it. The Supercell Slam comes in. The Empoleon secures the Groudon as 2 more members fall for Ashen Ones. Secret Tech is now going to be looking to dunk their Hundo Burgers. 1 Hundo Burger going into the top here. Greedent looking to score in the bottom here with the Venusaur, but Clefable doing everything it can to stop this. 14 seconds left. This game is over. Secret Tech going to be taking game number 2 of this set. What a game, what a match, what a set. Ashen Ones did exactly what they needed to do. They took down 3 crucial members of Secret Tech. Then they were able to isolate the Venusaur. Yes, they lost the Delphox, but they were able to take down the Venusaur. With both the Empoleon and the Venusaur down, they were in a prime position to start going for that Groudon there. Yes, the Greedent was a threat, but I think at that point, when you have 2 main damage dealers down for as much as damage as they did, that was just insane. But look at all these damage numbers. 110 on Greedent, 110 on Venusaur, 149 on Empoleon. We got 92 on Lapras, 86 on Palmont, 92 on Delphox. This was a high-intensity brawling game. Oh my gosh, again, what a set so far. This is just awesome. Absolutely awesome coming into this. So Ashen Ones knows what they need to do. They were able to pivot. They were able to put a lot of pressure down on them. And they were able to get the KOs that they needed right at the end there. So Ashen Ones needs to be able to do that, but they need to recognize the opportunity it is for them to be able to run in and get this going, because they had the opportunity to start ripping on that Groudon. They had the opportunity to rip that objective off the board, put it in their favor. They had their full team back before Venusaur or the Empoleon were back in. They could have grabbed the Groudon, gone for at least a score, then grouped up, try to farm their Unite moves back, get those back online, and then make another push. But that would have been very, very hard into the Venusaur. But again, that's where you try to go for the burst, or you try to offlane or something, but you got to watch that Greedent, because you got to know that Greedent's going to be offlaning too. But that was a very, very close set right there, close match right there. We are currently 1-1 for both our teams here. So nobody quite in match point yet. This is a best of 5 scenario. So we are excited to see what kind of other shenanigans we can get up to and we can witness and see. Absolutely. Chat is popping off about the Greedent play. Oh, yeah, no, Greedent is a menace. Greedent is a very strong Pokemon, especially in the right hands. It can put a lot of pressure. It's not something people think to say, you know what, that's... You know, like, that's not... All right, both teams are ready. Let's get into it. Here we go. Secret Tech going to be staying first pick. Ashen One's taking second pick. We are 1-1 into the final sets of the regular standard weekly play. Before we get into playoff time. Again, this is the last sets there that are going to be coming in. So it's going to be interesting to see where they are going to go with this. So we're keeping the same bands. We're keeping Blissey Urshifu for the side of Secret Tech. We don't want to see those Pokemon. Meanwhile, Raichu staying consistent ban, and we're getting rid of Empoleon. Empoleon is definitely a problem, but Ashen Ones is saying Raichu is even more of a problem over Suicune, and it's going to allow them to pick up the Suicune first. So that is going to be a very strong pick already in the hands of Secret Tech. Now we need to decide what it is we want to do. Again, we do have the Venusaur still on the board. Yes, Snorlax still on the board there with all so many powerful picks, but we're going Psyduck into Snorlax. Okay, I can see the vision here. That's a very strong support core. Snorlax with the XP share, able to dive in with the heavy slam, go block. Psyduck being able to output sidekicks, be able to pull people away, disables to lock them down. We got Surf for a little bit of mobility and some pushes. So overall, Psyduck is a very strong Pokemon. Snorlax, very strong Pokemon. We have Onion coming in on that Trevenant. We got Greedent coming in, or Security L coming in on that Greedent. So that is going to be a nice, strong Pokemon to be able to lock in for them as well. We already saw how much of a menace Greedent was, being able to offlane, being able to go 1v1 and put the pressure on. We already saw how much of a menace Onion can be on the Trevenant to come through here. And we have the Buzzwole with the Delphox, which is a really strong combo as well. Buzzwole is going to be able to help go frontline with the Psyduck, with the Snorlax. The Suicune is going to be a pain in the tuchus, especially with that Trevenant there. A lot of stuns and CC going to come out of it, so you gotta be careful of it. Hopefully the Delphox will be able to help offset that. This might be a Fire Spin game, but we might prefer the Mystical Fire damage over it. We have Dodrio and Gardevoir coming in at the last picks for the side of Secret Tech. So that is an awesome set right there. But we do have Blaziken locked in on Navashi. Navashi was on that Delphox last game, so we might see a switch there for them. But we also might see Blaziken pop off. Blaziken also running the big group. Got to get those heals off the passive there with the fire punch. Absolutely. So this is going to be a very interesting comp to see. Gardevoir is going to be... Well, actually, Gardevoir is not as much a late scaler as it used to be. It's now a level 7 evolution. So when it comes online, that's going to be a very strong Pokemon. Now, whether we see this going into lane or whether we see this into the jungle there, into that central path, that will be interesting to see. Because I would absolutely love to see Gardevoir into that jungle there. Dodrio into lane. Dodrio is able to get stacks, keep the pressure on there, but the sooner Dodrio is Dodrio, the sooner it's able to off-put a lot of pressure, including invades. So that is something that we may want to take a look at. So we're going to see, so we are definitely going to see Gardevoir or Dodrio into that central path there. But once again, Secret Tech's your purple team, Ashen One's your orange team, as we get into game number 3. Currently 1-1 for both teams. So we are going into the top here. And we're going to see Dodrio come into the bottom lane. So that's going to be interesting. We have Snorlax going for an invade check, but not the invade itself. I think it's important to note that Snorlax should be going for the invade as well at this point. Gardevoir is the one in the jungle, but you have no way of knowing that. But you see the vision on all four. This could be the pivotal moment to make that decision. But we decide not to. Snorlax is going to be coming through, helping us try to secure into this bottom lane. Meanwhile, on the top here, we do have Security already in the back end here. We have Buzzwole trying to grab the KOs, and Security's just leading them on the goose chase. The tragic go into the flex zone, eat some citrus berries, and then go and take the jump pad to get away. I mean, they didn't take the jump pad, but they used the jump pad, because if you walk over the jump pad, you can't use a move. Even if you have one aimed, it just cancels the aiming for it. So, yeah, that could be... That is an actually interesting secret tech, if you know about it. Already going for the birds, though. We do not have the ganks in the top. We have the ganks into the bottom here. Gardevoir is going to be locking in a lot of that experience, but Plush is also level 5 on the board. A lot of this didn't go much into the way of Ashen ones. We do have Dodrio online, 27 in the pocket. Going to be looking to score that. Trevenant's already starting to go for stacks here. We have Blaziken already zoning out, but Security's already into their central path, looking to capture all of these central Pokemon here. Kuro is almost taken down by that Greedent. Greedent already looking for another opportunity to get in on them here. We still have Tackle, but we do have the Covet. And that on hand, going to be able to go in. We're looking for this blue buff to go down, and we do see it go down. We do see Security grab it. Covet comes out. Now they're trying to get the heck out of dodge. They're going every which way, but to see a KO onto the Kuro here, they're going for it. They're not able to land it, but it does mean it goes into a 2v1, and the bulk of Greedent is just going to have them flying by. Blaziken is still not a real character yet. Level 6, not quite. Blaziken fighting Dodrio and Trevenant on pad all alone. Trevenant takes them down, goes for the score of 12, takes it in, as Combuskin gets sent back to the home pad. Red Drago is now back in, and Suicune's going to secure the last hit. Would have loved to see that Greedent get it, but when you're just taking an objective, you often don't think about who's going to grab it, because you never know when the other team's going to come out of nowhere and grab the last hit or the snipe. Not that Ashen Ones is in a position for sniping, though. They don't have Delphox online. They don't have Blaziken online. All of their wild Pokemon is contested right now. They are falling way behind on levels. Secret Tech said, you know what? Last game, very close. We're going to do everything we can to say, you know what? It's not going to be that close this time. Trevenant is being an absolute nuisance. Secret Tech being a nuisance everywhere. Registeel going to go back to the side of Secret Tech as we now get this underway. Blaziken's in trouble, though, as it gets taken down by Dodrio. Locked up by the Trevenant. Level 7 on Blaziken means we do have long cooldowns to contend with. But all of this prime real estate that Ashen once thought belonged to them, Secret Tech has decided, you know what? This is good real estate. We're going to take up here. Our broker decided, you know what? This is the place to go, and this is what we're doing here. But Dodrio's going to break that top pad. We're not going to count overcaps at all. But hey, who needs overcaps? 226-0. As we now collapse on Regieleki. We have Greedent Unite move. We have Gardevoir's Fairy Singularity ready to come in and throw down the heat. Keep that pressure applied. Already Psyduck's gonna get taken down. Huge burst damage. We're gonna be giving up this pad here, but that's a lot of points. 70 more points coming in. That pad is broken. It's gone. Regieleki now has a straight shot to the home pad for Ashen Ones. Not a position you want to be in, but it will be back around the 3-minute mark. Or the 3.5-minute mark, maybe shortly after the 4th. So that does mean that they're going to be able to bounce back and maybe rip it off the map and force it gone. But Fireworks comes out as we take out a huge KO against the Trevenant. Suicune goes down. These may be the light balls, but they are good leveled experience either way. Greedent's going to come out with its own Unite move. Take down the Delphox, the squishiest one on the team. Says, you know what? I'm going to eat that. I'm going to take that, and we're going to send that all the way home. Escavalier is going to be gobbled up by this Greedent as well. We are not letting up, but Ashen Ones is finally making a play for the bottom pad here. We're finally getting points on the map. Another stack for Blaziken here, another stack for the Snorlax. But Secret Tech is already on them. Dodrio and Greedent are already looking for scores. We get the Fairy Singularity to take down that Blaziken here. Snorlax is next, and there it goes. Snorlax is taken down. Reggie Rock is on the field, and it's all Kanadi to try to hold the line as Solo Psyduck, while the rest of the team is in complete and utter disarray. Look at the pads here. Look at the pressure that Secret Tech is able to output and offload on them. We are constantly struggling to get our experience, get our levels. We're fighting for it, but there we go. This could be it. Phantom Force comes out, saves Onion by a hair. Nice Horn Leech coming in. That big group putting in the work for Trevenant, coming in with its passive ability as well as those Horn Leeches. Lots of good healing coming through. Even the real coil from Woodhammer means nothing. Buzzwole is on the defensive, though. We are going to smack down. Now we're going to superpower. We are going to try to pick up this Trevenant. We are desperate for a KO here, and Trevenant was the only one. Ultra Soul Slam come through. We finally get the Trevenant at the cost of 1, 2, 3 lives of Ashen Ones. Taken down and sent back to Nurse Joy. And we do have Any Sands already coming in. They're keeping the pressure on. Level 14 on Dodrio, 13 on Greedent. Gardevoir, the easiest pick right now for Ashen Ones, sitting at level 11, but recently promoted to level 12. This is exactly what you want. You're looking for that 13 on the Gardevoir. But what you don't want is this Regieleki sitting here, getting closer and closer to that 2-minute mark with Secret Tech already watching it, keeping an eye on it, putting a lot of pressure down. 329 to 47. Greedent's already looking for a 50 cap. We already have Dodrio and Greedent with full caps in their pockets, looking to grab any scores whenever a pad is left vulnerable. But Ashen Ones wants to defend this. They got 30 seconds to kill before that Regieleki is no longer a threat. They're taking massive damage, though. That's the future sights from that Gardevoir there. But already we have Greedent looking to start. Put a little pressure on. A little dance there. Again, this is all it is, just a dance, but no, we're going right in. Onion Knight with a nice grab on the Snorlax and the Buzzwole there. We do grab it up, but the Phantom Force comes through. That is a late coming in now. There's the Fairy Singularity, and there is a huge power nap coming up from Snorlax. Snorlax stays up. We have no KOs yet, but the teams are scattered. Psyduck taken down. Now we have Dodrio going straight for the Delphox there. Carnati is taken down. Or Kuro is taken down, in trouble. Buzzwole's now the next victim on Secret Tech's list here. But we take down the Snorlax as well as we collapse the 5-man, isolating and taking down the Blaziken. It is an absolute chaotic fest over here, and Secret Tech is thriving. 32-34 coming in for the side of Secret Tech to push them up to 395 to 96. We're trying to get into this as much as possible. But we gotta get our Unite moves back online. Snorlax gotta get that power nap. Buzzwole's gotta get the Ultra Soul Slam. Hopefully we can get it within the next few seconds here. Gardevoir is a massive level 14. Wasn't this strong a minute ago, but now it is a threat. The Fairy Singularity back again, takes down 2 KOs. This is massive for Ashen Ones to take an absolute 2 KO L right there. You can't have that happen right now, but Secret Tech says, hey, we can have it, and we are gonna have it. Phantom Fireworks goes in as Buzzwole offlanes for 100 points. Now they gotta come back, but it's 1, 2, 3 still down for the side of Ashen Ones. Groudon is still up, and with Greedent threatening more scores here, that is not a position you want to be in. 1, 2, 3, 4 now up. We have the Blaziken coming in, but Greedent going in for the cheeky 100. We have to go for a play here. We got 4 scores to get in, a Groudon to take down, and we got to take another team fight. It looks very bleak for Ashen Ones. They take down 1, they take down 2. The Buzzwole is sacrificed for it, but they might be able to do this if they're able to rip the Groudon and make it to the pads. But with 10 seconds to go, that's just not happening. Secret Tech is going to take game number 2. Or game number 3. Putting them in a 2-1 point lead and to a match point position. Absolute fire coming out from Secret Tech. They said, listen, we know what's going on. We know how the beach is. We got that Secret Tech coming in here with a lot of pressure. But what is the Secret Tech? Nobody actually knows what the Secret Tech is. A lot less damage this game compared to the last game. But 83 on Greedent coming in here, 78 on Dodrio. They were right in the thick of it. Nice tanking from the Trevenant here, and the Greedent. Massive numbers there. But Pluck coming in at 67k on the Buzzwall there, 88k on Kuro, 57 on Blaziken, with some nice tanking numbers from both the Snorlax and Psyduck at 67, 75 respectively. Overall, look at this. Like, we had a long plateau, but we just kept the pressure game on. That pressure game from the side of Secret Tech was absolutely demonic. Absolutely demonic. You cannot let the team walk all over you like that. So you have to find a way to counter the Greedent and counter the Dodrio. How do you do that? Maybe look for options like Umbreon. Umbreon could be an option for this. That could be a Pokemon that you want to say, you know what, we got this. We could lock it down with Mean Look. We got some stuns with Foul Play, Snarl. This might be a way to go. Mean Look would absolutely counter that Greedent and would absolutely lock down Dodrio. But we are waiting for Ashen ones to decide if they want to keep second pick or if they'd like to take first pick. Secret Tech's in a match point position. All they need is one more win to join them in that match point position themselves. So we're going to be able to see what is going on here for what Ashen ones decides to do. We are just waiting for the ready check from both teams. Actually, we got the ready check from Secret Tech. It's just Ashen ones we're waiting on. So hurry up, guys! We got another game to get into, and we absolutely are impatient to see it. All right, so we can do a 1 minute break. They need a better answer for Trev? They absolutely do. All right, but we are going to take a full advantage of this right now. We're going to want a quick 1 minute ad break. Did Secret Tech change up because you've never seen Young Link before? So one of the features of tournament mode is that you can change your name. So in the lobby here, you won't see it on screen because I don't have it on screen there, but but there's an option. If you go into tournament mode on your game, you can see an option to change trainer name. So when you can absolutely go into this. Now, Zygarde League doesn't have any clauses about changing names. Other leagues do, so make sure if you're joining any events, you read any stuff coming up on that. But Boomboy888, thank you for the follow. Super appreciate that. But yeah, absolutely. All right, but we are going to want a quick 1 minute ad break. But yeah, all right. So the ad break should be almost over there. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, guys, welcome back from the ad break. Although you probably saw that there. I gotta time those ads a little bit better. Because I keep thinking, you know what, I can take a little break too. But no, this isn't a live stream. We're on a 2-minute delay. So oh my gosh. But that is the 1-minute ad break over there. So that is good and done. We're ready. Perfect. All right, let's get game number 4 underway. We're going to keep the same sides. Both teams are ready here, so let's get into the game scene. Boom, there we go. We can see the draft. All right, we're going to see that Blissey band come out. We're going to see Empoleon, first band, coming out here for the side of Ashen ones. We're pivoting. We're no longer banning Raichu first. But we are not banning anything for second on the side of Secret Tech. I don't know if anybody's crashed. I don't know if anybody lagged out. We have not seen anything in the chat, so maybe they just didn't get to it on time. It is security in the slot, so, you know, maybe they're just like, you know what? It's just security being security. Who knows? Who knows? Catching strays. Dodrio is going to catch the stray. The one game Dodrio was in, we're getting it gone. Even though, arguably, I think the Greedent was a stronger issue. We do have the Suicune coming in now for the side of Secret Tech. That is an obvious grab. We didn't actually comment on a whole lot of Suicune in the last game. It was definitely there, and it was definitely being a nuisance. Wait, was Suicune even there? I don't think Suicune was there last game. I think it was just game 1 it was there. Oh my gosh, I don't remember. No, game 1 it was banned. Game 2... Game 2, it was definitely there. We just didn't see a whole lot of it. Oh my gosh. I bet you it was just as effective, though. All those stunts. There's just so much going on, so much pressure. But we are going to keep security on that Greedent. Whatever is happening, Greedent is the way to go. And Onion's going to be locking in Snorlax. Trevenant, picked away by Ashen ones, going to come in and say, hey, Trevenant is now ours. It was a problem for games 1 and 2 and 3. Or games 1 and 2, so coming, or yeah, for games 2 and 3, so coming into game 4, definitely going to be an issue. So we now have that Leafeon going to be coming in. That's going to be nice early game pressure. Going to be able to go for smart invades or even an early gank. Mimikyu coming in, probably going to go into that top lane there with a Sableye locked in by Kanadi. We might see, pardon me there, we might see an invade. Now it's just going to be up to Kuro. What's Kuro going to lock in on their side? Are we going to go in Lucario or Venusaur? Venusaur is still up. Venusaur, powerful pick. Well, we're going to go straight to Cinderace there. No, we're still picking Palmot. This is going to be an all-brawl team. Latios takes a look at that and goes, no dive? No range? Bro, I'm cooking. So you have to watch Monkey on that Latios because that could be a lot of damage. Whether it's Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse. Ladio's going to be a huge threat this game. Scyther is going to be an even bigger threat. Radis is going to be on that Scyther. Because I tell you right now, that's not a Scizor, guys. That is going to be a Scyther. We got full heal on Scizor. No way. That's Scyther. Scyther has a huge, massive damage output. Lots of burst. Going to be able to take down that Mimikyu, take down that Leafeon super, super quickly. Going to be able to dodge out of any sort of Emerald 2 steps from that Leafeon there that's going to be able to output. I think the only way that you're going to really lock it down is with Mimikyu's Play With Me. You might be able to get on it with Palmot there, but I don't think much is going to happen there. I think Ashen Ones is trying to play the same game as Secret Tech, using interesting mons to do it. And I think Secret Tech has just got up all in their heads. They are absolutely just saying, you know what? We're going to take this and we're going to make them play our game. And I think that's what Ashen Ones did. This could be a trap. This could work out, though. But game number 4, match point for Secret Tech. As we come in for Secret Tech, your purple team, and Ashen Ones, your orange team. Let's follow the Sableye. Typically, we see invades from Sables. No invades yet, despite the Greedent, but the Greedent has put a lot of pressure in. But we do have the Suicune already there. Do we know if the Sable is here or not? We saw the Suicune go up, but I don't know if it was within range. Oh, the Sable is just waiting for them to come for the blue. That is a dangerous play because they don't go straight from one buff to the other. This is where an invade, if you're doing an invade with Sable, understanding how the other enemy team jungler does their clears is very important. And understanding the last hits too, because that was a very, very low, very mistimed secure move from Sableye to try to get that blue buff. We went straight through it, and we had to burn our XP because we're out of resources. But we already are down half HP onto the Scyther there. Already had to pull it off. No points scored in the bottom lane here after that. After we had Sableye join in. So it's 3v3. The birds are going to go down here to the side of any sands. So Secret Tech's going to clean those up. Meanwhile, in the top lane here, we do have Kanadi coming in looking for an opportunity. Greedent's just going to say, you know what? I know you timers. I know they're back up. And look, there it is. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Well, now we're going to follow up from the Scyther here. Again, this pressure game is starting very, very early. And we're going to collapse on Sableye here. Sableye going to be able to get away, but we're going to clean up and sacrifice a lot of experience. This is very crucial experience early on for the side of Ashen Ones here, because this is how you're going to reach your power spikes to be able to contest objectives like Raji Drago, the first Regieleki, or the first Basement Reggie. Leafeon's already in trouble, but we're not able to pick up the KO. This could bode well for later in the game here, but already Secret Tech minus Monkey is diving straight into looking for that real estate, taking down that Mimikyu. Reggie Drago is left up as Sableye looks to escape, but we now have 3 people collapsing here, but Snorlax is not scared. We have Monkey here with that Onion. Onion going to be able to get out with support from Monkey here, but they're all outside of Ashen Ones is just way too low. We have a back Baltoy here. We have a Trevenant almost. We have a Phantom almost to a Trevenant. We should be looking for a way to get that online. And finally we do. Trevenant is a character now. Now we can start off putting a lot of stun pressure. Now we're going to dive in on top of Monkey. We have Curse coming in. That means we are not Woodhammered. Those extra stuns are not going to be coming out there. We go for the power pop there. But Mimikyu's take it down. Scyther's coming in. That is level 9. Your Night Move can be burned if needed. But they're saying, hey, no, you're way too low leveled. I ain't going to need that. But Leafeon does the Emerald 2-step. Takes down the Snorlax completely. This is everybody else. If you're going to have somebody take an Emerald 2-step to the face, it might as well be a Snorlax. Because I'll tell you right there, you don't want Scyther taking it while it's off dashes. You don't want that Latios taking it. So to say, hey, you know what? Snorlax may have got KO'd, but at least it's not one of our hyper carries. Regieleki going to make an appearance in the bottom lane, and Trevenant secures it! This is a huge objective swing already for the side of Ashen Ones. We still have no Unite moves on the side of Ashen Ones here. We have Leafeon, but that is down right now. They used that earlier, but Greedent's already coming in. Massive annoyance with the belt just burping all over everybody. Regieleki's still trying to crash into this pad, but Secret Tech says, you know what? Nah, that ain't gonna happen. But they're keeping the pressure on. Even if it crashes, even if it goes in, they're making sure that they are not, that Ashen Ones is not in a position to do it. But Ashen Ones is currently in the score lead, 112 to 106. We do take both objectives early on. We didn't get Drago, but we did get the top Reggie, and we did get full Regieleki. And I believe top Reggie was a Reggie Rock. So that's awesome to see. We already have coming into here. Nice. All right. We have Leafeon coming in and setting that up. We do have Kanadi coming in, and we do have Any Sands as well. Already in the top here, we have Greedent looking for a nice score here, looking to push check to make sure that Scyther doesn't get caught out. That's what you do. Play around your tanky guys. Those sweet citrus bears are already taking down. Emerald 2-step going to come out and be nice. Taking down on the Greedent. With how annoying that Greedent is, there is no way that's wasted. Leafeon's already dipping. This could have been a potential KO with the play with me, and we wait for it to come out, take it down, but we said absolutely not. We're going to go for scores instead. Now Scyther's in a position to take down the Leafeon. Mimikyu's here to help support it, but that Scyther could have been huge experience for the side of Ashen Ones. A lot of missed potential right there to grab that KO, but I hope the 35 points was worth it because it does further extend that lead for them. Leafeon is being all kinds of brave right now, getting scores in on the defense, but what you got to do what you got to do to get those stacks up. If you're not stacking brace and you're stacking attack weight, that's the way to go with it. Regilecki back on the board though. Lots of action coming in already here as we now come in. Scyther's going to start diving on the Regilecki here. Oh, huge dive hit. We're going to take down 2 members of Ashen Ones, but the carries, the hyper carries of Scyther, Latios taken down by a single Emerald 2-step. Leafeon looking to score into the top, but Greedent's already onto them. Taken down by a well-placed Belch. Gonna get that gun. Leafeon wiped off the board as Greedent's points are now stacked almost to full. They are moving into a top 47-point score here. Sableye trying to stop them. Gets in. Does stop. Knocks off 5 points, but that's not going to stop the Greedent. They're going to say, you know what? I can go do this. I can get more. You're just going to enable me to score even more points. Already going for it. The cheat on this, but no. Sableye says, that's not going to happen. We're going to also break off more points. We're now down to 22 points on the Greedent there. But we're not, we are going to stop it, but we have Unite move coming in, and we're going to break this pad. It's not the full not the full 47 we hope to intend, but it is 16 points lighter, which could make the difference later on. Because right now, Ashen One sitting at a massive 248 to 143. They might be losing a lot of these team fights, but look at the levels. They do have the level lead. Amon, level 13. When did that happen? We do have Sableye able to off-put a few points as well, but Leafeon has been their main scorer. It's all going to come down to Groudon and how we handle the double points there. Reg Ice going to be the last top lane objective of this game, potentially this set. As again, Secret Tech is in match point position here. Already we're going in. We're diving through. We're going to take Regidrago down now. 30 seconds before Groudon. Regidrago disappears. That is when all the objectives disappear here. Pawmot does not have Unite move. We don't know what the charge is, but it does not get it back through time. It's got to fight and punch things. It gets about 2% or 1% per hit from fighting wild Pokemon, but it gets massive gains from when it brawls with actual players. So Pawmot has got to fight with people in order to get that Unite charge up. Otherwise, we will not have it for Groudon. And speaking of, Groudon is here. Nice positioning from the side of Secret Tech. Being able to position deep and to try to get into any sort of entry points that Ashen Ones might be looking at. But Mimikyu is way off in the distance, far away from the team. This is not the situation you want your Mimikyu in. Latios is going to be that Dragon Pulse, and we've seen Suicune here. We see it. Yeah, we don't know what it's been doing this game because, again, the pressure has been absolutely everywhere. Secret Tech has been doing a fantastic job, but it's been less of a dominating game as normal. But the snipe from Latios on that Unite move, taking down the Trevenant. This was the opening that Secret Tech was looking for. Green Illusion Dive going to come in, take down 1, take down 2. Emerald 2-step coming through, but they're already diving onto the Groudon here. Plush is already looking for a way to get in on this. Snorlax is going to be looking for a way to zone. Plush coming in, diving in, getting stunned out and taken down. Latios going for the score there. Sableye's trying to get in and stop any of this. Trevenant's coming through. Can we get the secure? No! Suicune grabs the Groudon. Listen, I didn't get any... Suicune saying, listen, I didn't get much screen time last time, but I'm going to sure tech get mentioned this game. Locking down onto that Groudon with the final hit. Secret Tech is now moving in. They're at 343 to 248. They're draining in the points now. 66 from the Greedent there. A further 96 from the Snorlax, putting them way ahead. 30 seconds in. If we can get the KOs, we get the buffs, and we get the other side, we might have a way back into this. But now we're 316. 2 good scores here could do it. But that's only if we're able to hold off the onslaught of Secret Tech. But no! 1, 2, 3 down for the side of Ashen One. Secret Tech gonna take this set 3-2-1. What a game, what a set, what a match. Oh my gosh. That was absolutely the downfall of the side of Ashen Ones, though, was all of the pressure that Secret Tech was able to exert. The closest they came was during game number 1 when they were able to find a way to bounce back and pivot off those KOs. That was how they were going to get back into this, but unfortunately they were not able to get back into it. They tried to recreate their secret sauce a little bit in this one, bringing the palm out back, but they absolutely were leading in points for most of this game. Like, we look at this, look at that, from the 6-minute mark onwards, they were just absolutely dominant. Actually, before that, 5-minute mark onwards, they were just in charge of the points, staying ahead, furling it a little bit. I think if they focused more on the scoring, actually, they might have been in a better position to make better pushes, so they didn't have to go for the team fights. Because as soon as the pressure stopped working as well this game, you could see what Secret Tech pivoted to, which was baiting them into team fights. And they can't, and Ashen Ones is not equipped for team fights. They don't have all of the tools, especially when your Trevenant gets taken down so early on. But oh my gosh, guys, this was a set and a half. This was amazing to be able to come in and watch and cast. And this will be the last set of the Zygarde League normal weekly matches for these two teams. Now, next time we see them play will be next week in the playoffs, if they make it. Secret Tech is guaranteed to make it, but the standing tallies are still coming in for Ashen Ones. Ashen Ones was in our bottom 4. They might be able to claw their way out and make it into a top 8 slot. So that still remains to be seen. Their future hangs in the balance. They have done as much as they can across these 11 weeks. And now let me tell you, seeing both teams play as hard as they have across this 11-week journey has been absolutely amazing. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the raid.